server will use server. But if they decide to use the hard destruction route, well, we're going to make it really difficult for them, and that's exactly what Wildcard are doing. Speaking of making it difficult, Neo is going to pick up a Lems, a long angle fight all the way into the garage. Lots of hard destruction utilized here for BDS, but they've also lost one of their players, and yeah, I think that's most Xcaros. Yeah, 2 Xcaros there, make it 3 as Neo gets his second kill. Most Xcaros are gone, and that means there's only the Maverick in terms of hard destruction. He's going to have to go over to the jacuzzi wall. That's Rafael, and he's trying to make a hole, but it's not a great one.
Some super janky holes that have been put on in here. Down goes Derpy to RXWD. He tosses that one out. We're used to seeing him on support, but Shaiko plays Hibana a lot. That it makes sense that Rafael would switch on up. So
yeah,
Wildcard still with the advantage, even though they've lost one.
Here's the thing about putting Shaiko on Hibana. Sometimes Hibana can be a fragger, but when she's your main hard destructor, it can be complicated if you put someone like Shaiko on that role. You got to have someone who's going to be able to utilize that hard destruction perfectly. We do know that Wildcard have done a great job on the roam. Neo picked up 2. He will be fell, but look at the time. Only 30 seconds left. There's really not a lot to work with.
No construction control either, as that's where Diesel is sitting, and down goes Renshiro, a vault in from RXWD, and Rafael now finds himself in a 1v3, going up against the remaining members of Wildcard. There's so many openings that he needs to be wary of the angles that are going to be held from the defenders. Starved for information, not getting any calls, at least from his team right now, and is just flying as blind as can be. He'll attempt the plant, though. Sound being made, Rafael could hear it, as Wildcard, with extraordinary patience.
He has watched the last match we cast on this channel, where we had a Clubhouse Blade, and the roamers were prevalent for both teams. And they're going to be really cautious. You can see they're starting from the top down, and it's working out great for BDS as the Lems gets the lead-off kill on the Emorin.
Down goes your Legion, so an operator that is a perpetual nuisance, especially on this site, where he can just coat the stairs at every entryway towards the site. With those goo mines, will be no more. There's also a soft hatch in blue. So I'm curious to see where all the reinforcements went from Wildcard, because they've left stock open. There's a Guzmat that's going to get triggered by Shaiko. And Neo now almost assuredly know, as long as he heard it, that there's somebody up top. But there might be no follow-up whatsoever. Soft hatch pinged by Shaiko as it's communicated to the rest of his team. Just a simple puff of that blowtorch from a foul will take out the hatch, or just a simple shot from the skeleton key of the Buck. There's no breaches on Alems. He's got a Claymore position, so you don't really need breaches here on this site, and Alems is brought so accordingly.
And go drop open from Rafael. Not even going to tempt fate with those Electroclaws potentially being in play. They aren't, but you know, you got to be careful. Even though the reveal phase is a thing, you got to just be certain. That's a nice angle there from RXWD. I think he actually might have done some damage to Dupree, but I'm not 100% sure. Denying impact tricking, that's for sure, as he shoots through those pre-made holes from the defense. Not a lot of time here for BDS, but they've been very thorough, and they have a solid man advantage, and extended from that, an HP advantage. Ethan and Dupree are both on low HP.
I don't know how RXWD is out of skeleton key ammunition already when most of that floor is fully intact. It must have just been used exclusively in the hallway. There's a kill for Wildcard as they remove Shaiko, one of the best players for BDS, and consistently one of the best players in Europe, is now gone. Plant being attempted by Rafael in default spot under the hatch. It's got RXWD watching from above. Neo takes out Renshiro, but it's traded, and the diffuser goes down, so BDS will have some control, and they'll add another kill for good measure. However, Rafael's been felled. That's the telltale sign of the Alda from Derpe. Diesel with one onto Rafael, that's just cleanup. So RXWD and Alems will now just sit above, waiting very patiently. They've got the angles held. One on the main stairs, which is exactly where the Mozzie is positioned, and Diesel is dead meat. An easy kill for Alems, looking for Derpe. Derpe's only on 1 HP.
Yes, nades to follow it up to actually, you know, do some work. Second nade gonna be used inside of the bathroom. Flashes again to clear ADS, stuns to disorient, and the nade to get the kill. Great utility jump there from BDS, and out of it they get Emorin.
BDS's ability to get these opening picks are absolutely massive, and with it, obviously, a very strong contender in Wildcard being humbled by it too. I mean, this definitely doesn't seem like the wildcard team that showed up at full strength against Na'Vi as Shaiko capitalizes on Derpe looking the wrong way. RXWD with one, another for Shaiko two, and they just need to catch the Legion, who gets the down and the finish, denying a flawless round. Neo Fighter will need to pull off the ace as Diffuser goes down yet again. Oh my, things go from bad to worse. Neo looking for one, but just a little bit too
changes in who's carrying the weight for teams. C4 goes out and misses. Wall opened up here by Wildcard, so it's at least one really good step for Wildcard. They've managed to open that church wall pretty well. They're focusing Diesel, I guess, on the drops, and then using the Habana for the church wall. This is what Wildcard were expecting to need to do. You can tell because, of course, they banned Thermite, so they were prepared for this.
Lems is going to be the one to stop any push from Moto. He levels Neo, takes some damage at the process. He's got diffuser control inside of Moto as it's dropped. RXWD gets in on the fun. You can hear the TCSG of Rafal going off as both of these guns are in on it. Down goes Derpe, and it looks like it's going to be another flawless round unless something can happen, but
players getting dispatched without having a chance to fight because they're looking the wrong way. I mean, that happens for sure. It just doesn't happen this much usually. It's a rush from Wildcard, and they are using the wild in their name. Diesel's going to get RXWD. Shaiko will refrag. There's a back and forth here, but on top is, well, BDS, to be honest, when it comes to the HP. Neo is on very low HP, so he'll be dispatched quite easily. Lems goes down, though, to Neo, who wins a fight with that 1 HP, regardless of that tally. Renshiro will get Derpe from behind on the staircase. Fell still in garage. Will get one in the site, leaving just Ethan, and he'll be felled by positions for Lems to get these kills. This is a nice setup for BDS. I like it. He also doesn't have to challenge directly from an impact hole. He can just go, into the hallway. Shaiko is gonna get Derpe, so there you go. Good push up the main stairs already, and they don't even need the flank.
Called in for help to assist the clash, so RXWD providing the intel for his teammate and then it being capitalized by the fragger. And of course, Derpe running the Hibana means that you've got one of those two heart breachers out of action. Who knows if all the X-Kairos have been used yet? I would assume so. Final stun is going to come out from Ethan as it batters the clash on the main stairs, surrounded by a sea of barbed wire. But nothing can seemingly slow them down. Diesel gets caught. This is a great flank from Lems. 2 kills on server stairs, and he heads on over towards Electrical. He's utterly bamboozled Wildcard, and because of this, it's allowed breathing room for BDS to be able to push up and watch towards the server stairs. The Thatcher in hot pursuit. As it's a drop, down goes Ethan, and this might be the first flawless to... Wildcard looked way less steady at being able to drone out, knowing that they were having to waste time with the clash. They didn't have full control of that first floor. And eventually, when the time got low enough, they said, we just need to take the site, and ended up biting them, so...
Taylor's defense next for BDS. Not going to CEO just yet. Well, they can go whenever they're comfortable, I suppose. So far, not a lot happening here when it comes to the actual overall attack. Looks like it's going to be a square take, or box take, whatever you want to call it, or skylight take. Yep.
More of an MMA take kind of guy myself.
For those of you who don't know, underneath where you see the guy carrying the diffuser is Diesel. Underneath Diesel is what is referred to as square, but it's got a lot of different names.
Yeah, right.
Some people call it skylight because
it looks like a square.
Right, but there's so many. There's 4 skylights on this
Skylight stairwell, they will call it.
Yeah. So, which is funny because there's another skylight stairwell. Yeah. Anyway, Renshiro's gone. Emo is going to get him on the floor, and there goes one of your primary denial operators, Lems as well. And what is this? Kill after kill coming out here for both teams. A back and forth that just doesn't seem to want to stop. It's the CEO clear that is giving us these kills. Over in the main lobby in ATMs, you can see there's another player being stopped by Rafal.
This is such a hard fight for a castle to win, especially against Zofia, yet Rafal somehow manages to do it as Diesel on the other side of the map pinches out RXWD. Both teams at the same man count, 30 seconds left. A 2v2 will set us up for one of these teams to take the lead. BDS be able to put 2 in a row. Remember, momentum for Wildcard is far more crucial than it is for BDS. Especially after that stomp that we saw in the very first map. It's a 7-1 victory for BDS. Both members of Wildcard now Over on main stairs, Derpe walks in, Diesel has his back, so it's Shaiko in a 1v2. Has his position been spotted? Yes, it has. He gets Derpe, but it's only 1 second left on the diffuser. And
Shaiko is going to get the lead-off kill onto Ethan, I believe. Yeah, there he goes. It's a really big kill there for Shaiko. Neo will get Shaiko, though, in response, so it's not over for Wildcard.
Worthwhile, though.
Yeah, certainly.
Worthwhile for BDS to be able to get that and open it up, especially onto Ethan, who is... Ethan and Diesel and Neo Fighter are you know, the 3 players on Wildcard that you rest, you know, you hang your hat on and expect them to do well in the matchup. And while Ethan was, for most of Clubhouse, the star of the show, Neo Fighter ended up eclipsing him at the end.
I mean, Neo's really been, I think this is the star here for Wildcard so far.
This is a really bold play that we see from Renshiro, positioned on the windows. There's a repel. It will now become an upside-down repel, much more challenging for the Maestro to hit. C4 from RXWD will hit itself, though, and it takes out Diesel as we watch one of those CEO wall panels get blown to pieces.
Good entry there. BDS will be able to hold this out, though, if they play their cards right. Rafael will get to Derpe, and that's going to be more of him playing his cards right.
I'm going to send you a speech therapist.
No. That's a nice repel in from Emo, and he's going to get some good control from the window room. It's not going to be enough to actually get the plant down. In the last 10 seconds, Wildcard is going to have to go for this plant, and that means there's only 1 to cover in this 2v2. RXWD is on low HP, so that's one at least good thing for Wildcard. Castle Barricade not fully prepped, and Neo's going to get RXWD because of that, though. Lems is still alive. He'll land a nice shot onto Neo in the post plant. Last attacker, not known, though. You can see Lems is looking for that last player. That's Emo on the other side of the Castle Barricade. Shotgun, soft destruction, sees the enemy, lands the shot. Beautiful for Lems, and he's got plenty of time.
One member of Wildcard, and as all of Ethan's utility was used, those stuns did not much. Now there's still 2 stuns left, but this time Ethan is not focused on the clash, at least not now. Here goes one bit of soft destruction. He'll move over and maybe head towards the clash, but has been called elsewhere. You can hear the tasers on the main stairs as Derpe will watch. Shaiko's within striking distance too to see if the Zofia will return to the hatch that was opened up. Shield knocked away as RXWD doesn't take any damage. Shaiko does, though, from an engagement over towards the server. This is a long angle to play for the smoke of Rafal, but a perfect toss for him as he'll be able to throw out one of those toxic canisters. He's only got 1 left, though, so he'll be utility starved very quickly with only 20 seconds remaining. Plant from Diesel going down, and it doesn't seem like anybody knows he's halfway through. He'll be able to soldier through this. He'll likely die for his team, but he gets the diffuser off and finished by Rafael, but it's a brief miss from BDS, and the fight that ensues afterwards will be extraordinary between these teams. Shaiko, the only one from BDS down. RXWD pushing up. Down goes Derpe. 2 remaining members of Wildcard. They'll play farther back. There's a Claymore to catch Rafael. Emorin and Neo Fighter will just simply wait. Both SAS members. Emorin sits inside of server. Where will the Thatcher appear? Shield out. You can stop and protect a Lems. There's a Lems winning the fight. They just need to find the Thatcher who's playing above at the hatch. A lot of noise being made from the Maestro. He swings around. No, he misses the shot. Circled the site with the exception of the buck of a Lems and the thermite of Rafal. That was it. Everybody else was clearly doing their job. So very well played to BDS for the way that they were able to put together an attack where they flushed out the remaining members of Wildcard and negated the strength that a smoke has, holding one of the main avenues. That's a beautiful nade tossed on in, and now the castle is next on deck as Emorin walks over the corpse of Diesel. There's another frag grenade, but below Lems with 2 of them! Oh my goodness gracious, that is a beautiful play. 2 frags, 2 kills, you couldn't ask for a better result than that. And Lems has blown this round wide open, and match point is BDS's for the taking.
All they need to do is keep that momentum going, and it looks like it's going to happen as Lems gets his 3rd kill, this time with the gun. It's going to be an answer back, though, from a Wildcard before.
This is a very strat-heavy, very deliberate map.
Speaking of due diligence, I really like to see what we're seeing from BDS. They are thoroughly clearing out the top 2 floors before they apply pressure to the bomb site. You got to love that. And here is that control in full display. Someone's on drone, and the mark will come out. There goes Emorin. Control of the server stairs now well established. Was that a UMP? That was a UMP castle trying to hold the top of server stairs. That's just about the worst kind of situation you could be in. Like, That's not a good operator or gun to hold that position.
Now, really rough spot. Maybe a castle shotgun? I feel like we've seen those before.
Yeah, castle shotgun could work there. It's not a good shotgun, but it could work there.
It possibly could. You usually want a shotgun in that position, or even a Jaeger with a carbine. The Mozzie will toy for a brief moment with RXWD on the main stairs. Another pick for BDS might be too much for Wildcard to muster, and then the overrun that would come would simply just trample anybody playing on the site. There's going to be a Mozzie Pest that might stop the drone work of BDS, but no, it's very well navigated.
Poorly placed Pest there.
I don't know if RXWD spotted the extraordinarily long gun barrel of Derpe inside of Garage, but anyway, you've got this joint push that's coming. Now Derpe has indeed been spotted as he's getting droned out in Garage. He gets pinged, another kill for RXWD. Shaiko's there and Wildcard are not even putting up much of a fight. Derpe isolated, it's Shaiko to get him. Diesel gets one, but Diffuser goes down. Objective play still continuous, and it's Mr. Shaiko himself. Of course, the star of BDS, whose name you